Hello everyone. Today's aim is to have no animals set on fire, no drama, and this time to be make sure I have proper undergarments. Yes, I uncover the news. Good. Excellent. Dryden's revoking a lot of executive actions. It's good. Hi Sheila, how are you? Now I also moved my camera so that I'm not like cut off half the time. Hi Valerie, hi. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Oh my goodness, what a crazy day Thursday was. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's going to be more. He's going to be going after more. Yeah. It's sort of like a fear tactic. So how many more will Trump go after? How many more repubs on 45's hit list there? Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's one of my favourite scarves. It's one I actually bought in New York. I got it at the Metropolitan Museum of Art there, across from the Guggenheim, the one in Central Park there. And it's a Tiffany. It's silk, and it's the famous Tiffany, I think it's the poppy lampshade thing there. I love it. It's one of my favourite things to wear. So I am doing well, Michelle Peterson, thank you. Hi, Marjorie Lara. I haven't looked to see how many people have watched Thursday's disaster of the live. Yeah. Definitely. So no candles being lit today. Anyway, yes, I'm doing a lot better. Hi, Melinda Dutcher. Hi, Lisa Grafty. It's nice to see some new or not names I don't see very often. Hello to the people who are watching too, who aren't on the chat, and hello to everyone who'll be watching later. Thank you for joining me in whatever way and whenever you can. I do appreciate the views. I do appreciate that you take time out of your day to join me, and I appreciate the support I get. Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene, will she cause more trouble? Cause more trouble. I think the simplest answer to that is yes. Cameo is fine, Amy Smith. Thank you. She was soon back to cuddling me, and she let me have a look at her tail and squeeze the tip of it and all that. And honestly, she was not hurt at all. Surprised, yes, but not hurt at all. She just left it alone for a couple of days, and then yesterday she started grooming that area, I think just to try and sort of smooth the fur out a bit. Oh, really? Trump's crime of the century news. Trump issues furious statements lashing out at Mike Pence and Mitch McConnell. How are they going with all that? Thank you. Hi, Moonchild. Israel looking to help begin negotiations. Will negotiations work? Hi, Dukerad. Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. I still have a sore spot on my arm, still a bit red and sore and tender to touch, but otherwise, yes, I'm fine. Thank you. Yeah, I had my flu shot, my COVID jab on Tuesday. Didn't have the best reaction. Hi, Catherine Cousy. I'm having a quick look at headlines as well. Blames loss on suppression polling. Oh, yeah, he'll blame it on everybody but him. When are Republicans going to wake up in the House and realise they don't need Trump to win? Time and time again, we're seeing figures coming out of Republicans who have retained their Senate seat or their House seat in their districts. Trump may have won by 10 points in that district, but they won by 30 or 40. So they outstripped Trump. And when are they going to realise that it's not actually, he's not needed to win? Representative Clyde, will he face perjury? Will he be charged? Now, I do know that name. Jared's attorney, Abby Loud. Hi, Apple. Yeah, I'll be happy to. But have a look. Perspective. Sure. On what he feels he's taken out on. I can do that. Oh, there was a couple of leftovers from the other day. One was Manchin. The other was Don McGahn. I know that Don McGahn testified the other day. Hi, Fern Robin Blanc. Just tourist. Yeah. We'll have a reading on Clyde. What will come from McGann's testimony? Also going to have a look at Northern Ireland. Things are heating up there with problems with the EU deal with Brexit and everything. Hi, Jazzy Girl, Kathy W. So we've got quite a lot to get started with, so we'll do that and we'll get on to it. Hi, Clarence Fields. had some bizarre dreams. I really do have some weird dreams. Yeah. Oh. Trump will not get back in 2024. Uncover the news. Trump DeSantis ticket. I'll have a look at the chances of that getting off the ground. But no, what would happen to America is he would continue to try his best to undermine everything, but that won't happen. And even if he did, he wouldn't have the House or the Senate with him. So he'd be tied, really, really tied, and restricted. So hi, Catherine Bush. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. Okay. Not even the fittest of women should wear cat suits. I'm sorry. This is my cat coming out. Oh, yes, the voting rights suppression efforts. They're going to get thrown out. But I'll have a look. Okay. Right. Okay. So we'll start off with let's have a look at Joe Manchin. What are they going to do with him? He's there till 2024. I do feel like he has been spoken to before, him and Sinema, and they have both been told we need you to go on party lines with this. Oh, that is so sad. Everyone's thoughts go out. Uncover the News has put up a report headline about the child who interviewed President Obama in White House in 2009, Damon Weaver. He's died at the age of 23. So please send prayers to that family. Okay, Manchin. They have spoken to him. He feels that this isn't the party he joined. He's feeling a bit betrayed. And he's going through a bit of a long, dark night of the soul. He is a strong believer in the separation of powers. He's just, one of his good qualities is, and he does have some, that he really does believe that he's there to act as a check on the president. But his checks aren't practical. They're more ideological. He doesn't like he feels like he's feeling betrayed, but he also feels like the Democratic Party is betraying some of the founding principles. But the fact is that unless a party grows and expands and reevaluates every now and then, it's going to die. But you've got to look at the right areas to expand, and the Republican Party is looking to expand into right-wing extremists, and that's not good. The Democrats have gone the way of more progressive people and more independent-minded people, and he doesn't like that. And he feels that if he doesn't put a check on basically everything that Biden is striving to do, he's not doing his job, but it's more ideological than actually doing his job. Oh, interesting question. Uncover the News has just asked, did Israel bomb the media building in Gaza on purpose to stop their coverage? Yeah. I will be having a look at that whole area, okay, to see if mediation's going to work. So, anyway, back to Joe Manchin. He really feels like it's not the party he joined. One of the reasons he feels it's his job to sort of pull it back from the brink of becoming something he fears, which is socialist in nature. So, yes, here she is. Here's the tail. You can see no damage apart from a little bit of a change in her fur on the tail. Grows back very quick. So, Bubba girl, no. I'm not going to wean you off another caffeine habit. Come on, Mummy, come on. No, you've created enough drama already. Come on. So that's him, current influences on him. He has made some deals with, he's fully aware that, I often see comments about the Democrats and their deals with corporate America, and they're not entirely wrong, yet they are backing off from corporate money. But in the past, Democrats, of course, have taken corporate money. They're politicians. They're all about fundraising, and they will take the money they can get from people, and until the rules change, they'll take care. So he made a lot of deals. He was given a lot of money by people, and to do things, and he, and that is influencing him. And possibly some of these people are in industries that could be affected, especially by the Green New Deal. What's above him? Okay. Yeah, here it is. Going back, some of the things he's done in the past or some of the people he's dealt with. It's just, Cameo. No, Mummy's not doing this again. No. I watched the video the other day too, and probably everyone would have seen her just staring down at where her tail was catching fire. It's like, come on. One more time and I'll take you into Daddy. Okay. I'm going to have to just excuse me a minute. No. You created so much chaos the other day. I love you, baby girl, I do, but you no, don't you dare. Bedroom or daddy? Which one do you want? Okay? You want daddy or bedroom? Okay? She's being a real nuisance. You tell me, where do you want to go? I'm going there. Sorry, babe. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah, well, she's not going to be the center of attention. So yeah, here we have, he is worried that, you know, he's put himself into a position where with donors, you know, with some of the deals he made with donors to try and use his influence to get certain things done. And hi, Moonchild, Deborah Costa, hello, Crazy Cat Lady, Laura Carson. In his immediate future, Queen of Wands, he is definitely democratic leadership is definitely they are talking to him, you know, and they should talk to all of their senators, all of their reps, of course, and try and come to an agreement. But he's not, something that went through my head was he's not being entirely honest. Okay. Hi, Whippy. And this is definitely talking, looking for areas. I mean, he thinks he's being protective of, his aim is to be protective of his area as well and his constituents and to do the best for them. But he is also a bit of, he fires up and he can get very stubborn and hard to deal with because he wants it all 100% his way. This is what I promised them and this is what I'm going to get them, and there's no room for negotiation. They say he's willing to, you know, he might say he's willing to negotiate and come to a new deal, but he won't. He thinks he's being tough, but he's not doing the right thing. Yeah, something he doesn't want to think about. Yeah, a lot of this at the bottom of this is money. Is there's new rules now within the Democratic Party about how much corporate money you can take and things like that. And they're not, I don't think they're retrospective, but he's taken, they really need to go and look into his campaign finance history. There's more to that, and the deals that he's made, which are still a huge influence on him currently. And of course, this is the Six of Cups, which also look to the past as well. And for everyone, we're looking at Joe Manchin here. Now, past influences that are still playing a part, okay? He's not an easy man to work for. West Virginia is a lot of coal country, a lot of those industries there. He supports a lot of the things that Trump did with the loosening of EPA regulations and all that. This is Trump's actions in the past that he's really supportive of, without saying it out loud, because he feels like it's good for his district and stuff. He is not a Green New Deal type person, and he's really, highly understandable. Hi, Oli and DB. We're looking at Joe Manchin. There's some stuff that Trump did with the EPA that he's really supportive of. Next step for him, he's in for a tough bit of a tough time, especially within his own party. He's going to be coming under attack from his own party. And I do feel the party is looking into a couple of things with him. Next step for him, gear up for battle. He's not up for re-election until 2024, but something repeated patterns are going to be coming out. I don't know. There's something happening coming up for him that is big and not necessarily the best for him, and it's something about repetitious behaviour, repeating the mistakes of the past. Knight of Swords. Okay, and there's the Knight of Swords can create chaos. There's two sides. It's the side who comes in and to defend and to fight for justice, and then there's the side that comes in to create chaos in his next step. So there's definitely, I do feel like there's he's definitely going to have to go on the defensive here. Things are going to get a bit chaotic for him for some reason. Maybe something's coming out. Past behaviour that's repetitive. I do feel that, like, at the very least, he's got a sanction coming up against him. I do feel like after the change of rules with the Democrats, as far as corporate donations, he's been flouting that a bit. But this is at the base, underneath things. So Joe Manchin's in for an interesting time. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarification on that. What's the outcome going to be for Joe Manchin? I don't think he's going to get the endorsement for 2024. Yeah, loss and regret. Loss and regret. Overwhelming emotion. Investigation. Yeah. I do feel like some stuff's going to come out about him. I don't have him getting kicked to the curb out in the cold or anything. Thank you, Laura Carson. But at least not while he's in office. He's going to see out his term, but I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to be told that you do not have the confidence of the Democratic Party, and we will not be endorsing you, basically. So they're going to primary him, I think. Hi, Deborah Costro. Hi, Michelle Marbell. So that's Joe Manchin. Now, Don McGahn, earlier this week, he went to testify before Congress. And hello, thank you for the thumbs up. Thanks for the support too. Hi to everyone who's watching, who's not on the chat. Of course, hello to everyone who is on the chat, and hi to those people who will be joining later to watch later on. I do appreciate it. When I go through and I see my channel and see the number of views, I do appreciate seeing, seeing the number of views and stuff. So thank you so much for continuing to watch me, even through some of the most chaotic and silly ones. Hi, Edna May. Don McGahn's, it was before. He's playing to character, but Laura Carson, they played a character, So Don McGahn. Hi, Anne Rudd. Thanks, Anne. Okay, so Don McGahn, he testified earlier this week. Hi, Joji. Emperor, stability. What is his testimony going to? Testimony about? It was about Trump and his time in the office. And it was closed, wasn't it? I'm just gonna. agrees to testify. Okay. He agreed to testify. So he hasn't testified yet. So he's agreed to testify. There we go. Will testify before the House Judiciary Committee about his role in former prosecutor Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So what impact is it going to have? And so he hasn't testified yet, but he will. Instability. Emperor, this is as I remember correctly, he refused to fire Mueller. He wouldn't do it. And he will tell the truth. Stability, the rule of law. He's very much about that. He testified on Thursday. Okay. So it was very much about the rule of law and efforts to undermine. He spoke about manipulation. Manipulation. He spoke about some high impact things. He spoke about Trump's efforts to end the Mueller investigation and to bury things. Lots of high impact things. He spoke about the lies and the deceptions and lots of majoring. He spoke about deals that he think, temperance, this is temperance. He spoke about how he tried to restrain the president, how he tried to hold him back and stop him from interfering. Yeah. This is Mueller. Yeah, he did. He spoke about how Trump tried some of the things he asked about how to get rid of Mueller and the probe. Trump is so indiscreet. Looking for ideas. He would ask anyone for ideas. Hi, Sharon Side. But also, yeah, he spoke about how there were also efforts to restrain, but also efforts to put restraints on Mueller, especially when it came to looking at family members and their roles in Russian interference. transition. And there are also efforts to direct Muller away, move him in a different direction. And of course, when none of that worked, but I've always felt, and I've said it before, that there was what really brought the scythe down on the investigation was there was one thing that Muller came across and it's like he put it in a memo. This requires further investigation, and it only seemed a little thing at the time, but it was enough to like, okay. And somebody reported that, and that shut it down because it would have led to something even bigger. Justice. Yeah, how it. Yeah, and it's going to come out that this is a lot of high impact cards in this reading on what Don McGann's spoken about. It's very justified for wanting that to go on, and how justified he felt in not sacking Muller. He knows that there's stuff's going to come out. There's stuff in that report that is going to have a lot of changes, and it's going to go back, and they're going to be irreversible, unavoidable, irreversible changes to the results of that election. The whole report, look at all these, I'm going to get out all these high impact cards. We've got the Emperor, we've got lies, we've got efforts to change it and bury it, we've got efforts to restrain it, we've got justification for the report and how it's going to change everything. This is how important this report is. All of these major arcana. This shows how important the Muller report is and how much it really has uncovered. And it also, Don McGann felt justified in sticking to his ground, because he said he didn't swear allegiance to Donald Trump. He swore allegiance to the Constitution. His job was for the people. And this is how important this Muller report is. One, two, three, four, five, six major arcana. Out of 18, out of 12 cards, half of them were major arcana. The rule of law, lies and deceptions, suppression, bringing an end to something, unavoidable and irreversible change, restraint, justice, important changes that will happen. It will come out. There you go. Okay. That's the impact of Don McGann's testimony. Yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. So what's next? Oh, Northern Ireland. It's a mess there with Brexit. Yes, the obstruction of justice. Yeah, it's all going to come out. That's all right, Sophie Edwards, and welcome. It's nice to see a new name here. Thank you for joining. Okay, Northern Ireland with Brexit. The problems with Northern Ireland and Brexit. Looking towards violence happening. There's fears of violence in Northern Ireland over the Brexit thing. Boris Johnson could be weeks away from ripping up the UK's post-Brexit agreement with the EU over Northern Ireland to avoid an eruption of violence in the province in the summer marching season. Yeah. Brexit Minister Lord Frost signals in the Mail on Sunday that if Brussels continue to insist on checks on goods arriving from the UK mainland, the government could trigger Article 16 of the Northern Ireland Protocol to suspend the checks. Number 10 fears that unless it takes such an action, unionist violence could flare during the July marching season in protest at an effective barrier down the Irish Sea. Yeah, it's all working in with with Jersey and everything, with the fishing rights in Jersey and stuff like that. Oh, justice. This flipped out. They'd be justified. The fears are justified. There really does need to be some attempt to smooth the waters. Oh, what helps? They need new agreements to be working together. The challenge, yes, the fears are justified. The challenge is to calm things down. What would help is clear-headed thinking. Got the King of Pentacles here is what would help. And what's flipped? Hinders. More clear-headed political, economic review. Sitting down and reviewing the whole section on Northern Ireland. It needs review. Calm, clear-headed review. What hinders is judgment. This isn't just about Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland is one of the things. Then they had the fishing limits thing the other week. What hinders is judgments and decisions and laws. Yeah. Actually, no, I accidentally threw the things. Oh, step back. Things are going to take a step back. judgments. There's things going to end up. Something's going to end up in court. Some of the agreement. Things are going to take a step back between England and the UK and the EU. What's going to be the outcome? Hammering out of more details, going back over things. Yeah, honestly, it's going to be a bumpy ride over there. This is just like, there's going to be more of this type of stoushing between the EU and the UK. Now, apart from the major arcana say they're justified for fears of violence, there's possibly going to be violence erupting elsewhere too, but some need for defensiveness, but they are justified. It's not going to be an all-out, full-on conflict, but there's going to be stoushes and, yeah. There will be a return to stability, but it's still quite a ways away. In fact, it's going to be like, things are going to be disruptive for quite a while, yeah. That return to stability, they're only on the first step towards that. And wiser leadership, and yeah, but they're only on the first step towards that. And this is economic stability as well, and yeah, so they have to sit down and have wise, clear head. Hi, J-Cat lady. Oh, poor baby. Everyone, please send out a prayer for J-Cat lady's little bubba, her little cat, isn't it? She's thin and dehydrated. Poor baby. Miss Spot. Yes, everyone's send out a prayer and some healing energy to Miss Spot and any other animal who is suffering. Oh, let's hope that she comes through. Let's all hope, pray for Miss Spot to come through. Okay, now let's see. I've got a question written down next. Is how many representatives are on 45's hit list? I can tell you right now. Any senator or rep who voted for him to be impeached are on the hit list, and he will get to you. Anyone who does not vote the way he wants them to is on the hit list. Kevin McCarthy is fully 100% Trump's stooge. I've got going through my head. You know, the vote against Liz Cheney was not made public even to the representatives themselves. So they don't know how many people actually voted for Liz Cheney and how many voted against. They just know that the majority went against. Adam Kinzinger said that they've not been given the figures or anything. Trump has. Guides of the highest truth and compassion. Kevin McCarthy, as with every other rep in the House of Reps, he's up for re-election next year. Will he be re-elected? Will Kevin McCarthy keep his seat? Oh, first card that came out is no. Hi, Pam Pierce. A new journey for him. Dark money. Hidden donors. He's losing support. He's losing support. And look what was on the bottom. Burden. He's got a burden there. Hi, Greta. Hi, crazy cat lady, Farley. So he's looking at loss, support, loss and regret. Now support. His circles of support growing smaller. On top of the Fool, we have the King of Wands. He really has faith that his allegiance to Trump is going to keep him in his seat. But there's a group, but there are other choices out there. And the gaslighting is not working. There's a small group. There's going to be 3 runners for that seat, Democrat, Independent, and a Republican. The choices, possibly even more. Is he going to be primary? Don't. Exposure, things coming to light. The Sun. King of Cups, that's Biden. Yeah, this is the Fool in the most basic sense of the word. He was a fool to continue to support Trump and to turn his back on working with Biden and turn his back on the truth and support the big lie deals. Is he going to lose his seat? Justice. King of Swords, prosecution, Hermit. Yeah, he's in a lot deeper doo-doo than he'd think. Kevin McCarthy's going to have to watch his back. He might not retain his seat. If a Republican does, it won't be him. So he's either going to be primary or he'll be voted out. The voter suppression. What is going on with that? $11 states so far. Hi, Pam Pearce. 11 states so far have introduced voter suppression bills, and apparently a dozen more are preparing to. What is going to happen there? Voter suppression laws. Clarity inside activity into this question. Clear look at what is going on. Okay. Okay, right. Voter suppression. Let's have a look. Will all these states get their asses kicked about the voter suppression that they're introducing? Purging the rolls. That's one of the first things. And of course it's come out with that leaked tape from the Heritage Foundation or something, whatever they call themselves, about how they're basically drafting the same laws all over to ensure that these things are done, how they're helping the states things, helping the parties and the houses draft these bills. In the past, yeah, this is because they view that there's been they want to cut down on the choices people have about voting. They viewed voting rights as a way for people to too many choices, too many ways in which people are allowed to vote, and they want to cut that down because they know that the more ways to allow people to vote, the more choices people have and the more, pathways to voting there are, the harder it is for the Republicans to win as the party they are now. So, yes, they have made a deal with these people to help them write these bills, write these laws, and get them passed. Hidden influences at work. This is all about betraying the American people, all about taking away their rights to vote. And taking away pathways. Oh, the truth. The Ace of Swords is also, I think, about justice. Just going to check a note here, okay? So, unity. Several components acting in unison. These have to be overcome. And the truth about those components is going to come out too. Intellect and reason. People, they're not acting with intellect and reason, and they're acting basically to bring about injustice. So to defeat these, we really need to shatter that unity between groups such as the Heritage Foundation and whoever they call themselves. The attitudes of people. Just too many people sit on the fence about voting. They complain, but they don't go unregistered to vote. And that is a huge problem. The attitudes of people have to change. If you know, it is a privilege and a right. It's mandated for us. We turn 18, we have to register to vote. We don't have to vote in local elections, but we do have to vote in state and federal. So, you know, what should we do? Celebrations, bringing home. Okay, there has to be a more united front. There has to be action. Or people legal challenges. Legal challenges are going to work. Yeah, legal challenges. Hi, thank you, Melinda. And the outcome of this is going to be these. Yeah, people are going to stand up and they're going to talk about this, and they're going to be out in the cold. But it's not going to be the American voters who are out in the cold. Burdens, challenging the burdens that is placed on people. Resources. The fact of the matter is that family money, there's going to be a cycle, an end to a cycle here. We've got 2 10s here. This 10 was on what we should do is burden them legally, burden these areas. And this is part of the outcome. And it was on top of the 5 of Queens, which is the out and the cold card. This is the end of legacies, family, resources. Resources are going to, they're going to throw a lot of resources to get these thrown out. They're going to get challenged and they're going to get thrown out. And there's also going to be sort of some ruling come down on these sorts of organisations. I think there's going to be investigations into them. This is a really, really complex area, but I do feel like these are going to get chucked out in the cold. And that there's going to be some the I-40 bridge shut down. Isn't that the one that they're going to replace or something? Or will the supply chain be affected? Okay, I've got a question here from Joe G, and it is for those who are watching, and I'm trying to actually read out these questions because not everyone has their comments up. Joe G has said the I-40 bridge is shut down, and this is a major freight route on the highway and the Mississippi River. It is just west of Memphis in Tennessee. Will the supply chain be affected? Why is it shut down? Bridge disaster. Okay. 911 was a major crack found in the Interstate 40 bridge linking Arkansas and Tennessee. Oh, goodness. Two days ago. Now, they had another bridge disaster with that in 2002 after the bridge collapsed. So, oh my goodness. So there's this big crack. That was in Weber, southeast of Weber Falls in Oklahoma. But this one is a different one. Okay. I do feel there's going to be commissions or something looking into these think tanks, the legality of them. Yes, I know it's a major, major bridge. Is it going to affect the supply chains. You've had enough trouble with supply chains lately with the pipeline. I saw one headline with showing a receipt where one gas station only charged $7.99, almost $8 a gallon for gas. Bye, Kathy W. Well, it's not just the road, isn't it, too? Because, you know, of course, water transport and all that. The Mississippi River is still one of the major transportation routes for barges and boats and things like that, isn't it? Is there going to be a supply chain issue with this bridge? I can see the picture here. It's got this huge crack in one of the supports. Shut down indefinitely, yeah. Hi, Lilian, Josefa. Okay, Lilian, I don't generally do personal readings, Lilian. Lilian, okay, I'm going to put up my email, okay, on the okay. So what I'm doing, Lilian, is I'm putting my email up there, okay. And what I'm going to do is, if you email me some more details, I'll thank you for the support. And what I'll do is I'll do a quick reading, but I won't do it public. But if you email me, I will organise something to try and help you out, okay? So you can find out. Yes, it is a major route, the Mississippi River, okay? I don't do personal readings on live stream, but if you email me, we'll definitely sort something out to look at your situation. Okay. Send me he okie dokie. So you send me an email, Lilian and Josefa at Footprint. Message pinned. I have no idea what I've just done there. Can somebody please type in my email? Okay, pinned and address, and I'll display it. So it's Footprint Tarot, all one word, footprinttarot@gmail.com. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. Oh, the disruption. Yeah. Is there going to be a supply chain issue? Yes, there is, but it's something they will be able to sort out. They have it. They have the tools that they need to do it. but it is going to take a little while. So, yeah, there is going to be a bit of a supply chain issue, but it is going to take a little while. Okay. To sort out. There is going to be basically a cut-off. People are going to be cut off at that point for a while. The bridge is not safe. It's been shut down indefinitely. There's lots of rerouting to do, and it is disappointing news. But it does also highlight the need for the infrastructure. But yeah, because it is used, abundance of goods travel over it and under it. So there's real issues at work here with this bridge. This is high. Yeah, there is going to be an impact on the supply chain. We've got 3 high impact cards here. Yeah, they're going to have to find another way. So, yeah, they're not going to be able to use it, of course. So this is not a surprising card to have here, the walking away card. Hi, J Cat Lady. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some chaos around this for a while until they can sort out something else. They might even bring in the Army Corps of Engineers. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot more to this than is even seen at the moment about this bridge. Like I said, I just mentioned the Army Corps of Engineers. That went through my mind, but I'm not sure whether that's me saying they're going to call them in, or Spirit saying they're going to call them in, or me, my practical mind saying, they probably need to call in the Army Corps of Engineers. One of their specialty is building bridges that supply. So, but yeah, there is going to be some, yeah, and it's this is something that's bound to happen, and I'm getting it through my head that it's probably going to happen again with other bridges. This infrastructure has been neglected for so long, and this is bound to happen. This is like fate. And this infrastructure, this is just more hidden problems, and more hidden problems going to come to light with more bridges, especially over the Mississippi, which is, of course, isn't that the biggest river in the US? It's huge. It is, yeah. It's huge headaches for traffic and shipping. I know, because I've seen there's lots of programs, and this is like my practical mind stepping in and totally overriding this, is that the Army engineers, they can build bridges within days to get people and stuff across, and bridges that can also be opened to allow shipping through and things like that. But what has to be done first is, look, they can get the road transport, at least some of it, but they're going to have to, one bridge of the Army Corps of Engineers, it's not going to be strong enough to take all of it. So they're going to have to build some. But but they're also going to have to open these bridges as well. So it's going to take a while to sort out. So yes, there are going to be some supply chain issues. They're going to have to fly stuff that they might not normally fly. But trucking is still the cheapest way to get things in the United States. Yeah, there's going to be anxiety. There's going to be, people are going to feel like they're starting to get ripped off because prices are going to go up. There's going to be anxiety about this. Yeah. But this is a bigger issue than just one bridge. They were lucky someone didn't die. Expect to hear more about this. Yeah, that is going to affect the supply chain. It's going to affect price. It's going to have an impact, but not just this on its own. It's not just that bridge. It's others as well. Yeah, everything's gone up even now before the issue, and now they're going to go up even more. And I got buy local going through my head. Supermarket chains might find it a bit hard. Buy local. Find local sources for some of the things that you might be going to supermarkets for. Yeah, I don't know why. There's more bridges. There's more bridges as the upkeep hasn't happened, and it doesn't, and it's through both Democrat and Republican administrations that a lot of this neglect has happened for whatever reasons, whether it's not getting funding through, whether it's not giving infrastructure the emphasis and the focus it needs, for whatever reason. It's not one administration's fault more than the other. It's just time to fix it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look here. What's next on the list? Thank you for bearing with me through this diversion away from the list, but Marjorie Taylor Greene. Quite simply, yeah, she's going to keep causing trouble. I'll do three cards there. Okay, what's this one flipped out? Yeah, she's gearing up for more battle. Oh, she's this thing's, it's getting out of her control, and she's not equipped to handle what the roller coaster she's set in mind. She's in for a long dark night of the soul. So yeah, she's going to be causing more trouble, but she's in danger of losing control of that, out of her control. Going too far, too fast, too far. She's basically sabotaging herself. Okay, now something about Jared's attorney, Abel, from his perspective. Now, that's an interesting question. Let's have a look. What is happening with his attorney? Interesting question. Jared Kushner's attorney, from his perspective. Guide to the highest truth and compassion. Thank you for helping me find clarity inside an object. What's his name? Abel. Five of Pentacles. Look at this. Huge step. Past. Present. He's hanging on to future. He's definitely, without knowing more of the story, it's like it felt a little bit on the outer with things in the past. Or maybe he was on the outer with things. He'd had some issues in the past that have put him in unfavourable conditions. And presently he's hanging in there, and at least that's how he felt. Presently he's hanging in there and he's holding things close to his chest. In the future, we've got the greedy merchant wish card, hopes and wishes and dreams. He's hoping it will fulfill everything he wants in the future. In his environment, this is very much a family thing. His family friend has been with the Kushners in the past, but presently there's a pause around that in that environment of rethinking of perspective. In the future, his environment is going to be one of loss and regret. Contributing factors. Oh, God. Let's see. Oh, he's going to regret it. He's going to regret it. In the past, he's felt like the desire to stand out and be a star has been a huge factor to him. He feels like he's been victimised because he's been a star and he's stood out for certain things, but that's not the case. Presently, he's looking for, got the Hangman and the Emperor, stability, the rule of law. He's presently looking at any way in which he can find loopholes and work through the rule of law. But in the future, it's 7. The future is not looking that good for him. The 7 of, he's going to regret helping people find a way around things or try to get away with things. What's on that thing? Yeah, truth's going to come out about the greedy merchant. Oh, he's going to find himself trapped in the court. He's going to regret it. All I can say is there's going to be consequences for his actions. He is going to regret it. His environment is going to be one of restriction and being bound. Truth's going to come out about greedy merchants in the future, and he's going to regret it. Yeah. Not looking too good. Oh, Netanyahu to stay at the Kushner home. Pam Pearce has just, Jared is the godson of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Whose side do you think? Yeah, Netanyahu is going to be staying at the Kushner home when he visits the US. Thank you for that information, Pam Pearce. Yeah, that lawyer he's going to find himself forever tied to whatever the Kushners do. Yeah, you know, I'm not reading on Bibi. I'm not going to do it. I'm not touching that dude in any way, even in a metaphysical way. Okay. Representative Clyde, the one who said, oh, it was just like they were just a bunch of tourists. Yeah, we've seen tourists in our government places before. I haven't seen any tourists storm our Parliament House and stick their feet up on the Speaker's desk and stuff like that. Mind you, some of the staff have been doing some nasty things, but Representative Clyde, what's going to happen to him? Oh, he's living in the past. How old is this dude? The past is more important to him. He's like the present. He's like, the past. He loves the past. Presently, he's like, he's a low man on the totem pole, and he's trying to offer up a, see, I support, see. He's trying to climb the totem pole by flattering things. In the future, cause for minor celebration. No, this is Trump. He is fully on the bandwagon. He's joining the Trump. He's drinking the Kool-Aid. He's like having it pumped into him intravenously. Yeah. In his environment in the past, it's all about victory. That's all he's worried about in the past. He'll do anything to get victory, and that's what his environment is all about. And if it means joining the cult of Trump, he will do it. Present, but there's legal jeopardy in his environment presently. In his future, deals, lovers, relationships. Something is going to come out about his deals in the future, things he's agreed to do, deals he's made, probably with donors and stuff, as with all of them. Thank you, Sophie Edwards. Contributing factors in the past. Wanting to rule. He's the rule of law. Stability, leadership, true leadership. He believes that Trump shows true leadership in the past. Currently, he's at a bit of a crossroads. He's got to, he's got himself at a bit of a crossroads, tipping point. And this is a contributing factor to his present. And he's really got to make a decision here. In the future, he is going to be in a very insecure position. So Clyde's in a bit of trouble. He's going to be in a bit of trouble. He's going to be feeling embattled, undermined strength in his environment. He's still going to hold out hope that the star, that Trump is going to come and help him. But yeah, thank you, Maria Alameda. King of Pentacles, Trump, stabbed in the back. Yeah, Trump's here. He's going to learn. He's going to learn the hard way of feeling stabbed and betrayed. Trump's going to throw him under a bus as he does everyone else. Yeah, and he's going to learn. He can't escape the consequences of doing the wrong thing. Yeah, so that's Clyde. Pretty much a sad story of the same story of anyone who throws their weight behind Trump for their own political gain. It's going to end in disaster. Yeah, I mean, will he be done for perjury? Let's see. I mean, if that's his idea of a normal tourist visit, I'd hate to go on any bus tour with the man, because, goodness Lord, I'd end up in some... Is he going to be done? Yeah, he's definitely in danger of that happening. There's definitely momentum towards pulling him up on that. Yeah. Okay, what's next? Will negotiations? Israel, Palestine, all that area. We'll get a different deck for this. Bombing that building, was it deliberate? So first I'll just do a quick 3 card. Was the bombing the press building deliberate on the part of the Israeli? Oh yeah, it's going through my head. Yes. Yes. It was. And it was done with the aim of making it harder for people to get their stories out from that side of the conflict. So that people, making it harder for people to get their stories out from that side of the conflict. It was deliberate, yeah. I was doing a little bit of reading on this conflict, and it goes back so long. The genesis of it as a modern day conflict as it is goes back as far as post-World War I, 1921. I mean, it's 100 years. Of, bad decisions and and failing to recognise people as Indigenous to the area, and it's such a long and complex thing. It's 100 years this year since the first real political lines were drawn, I suppose, since the lines started being drawn. This conflict. Okay. There's been offers in the past. Will this negotiation help? There has been offers in the past of help. And now at present, the whole thing is just tied up conflicts that nobody can see a way out of. In the future, there is some hope of calmer waters, that there is the state of mind for the area is hopefully a bit calmer in the future. So some calming of the waters there with the Queen of Cups. The offers and the mistakes of the past. This is one of the things Lena Rodriguez says about the traditional Ace of Coins is the gap in the hedge representing repeated mistakes. And those mistakes and those actions just repeated themselves and repeated themselves. Nobody's sat down and really addressed two of the biggest concerns here. And they're failing to do that. And there won't be any real resolution until that's happened. In the environment in the past, resources. There's resources in the Gaza Strip which one side wants, the other side has. And that's a large part of it as well. Presently, this is the third queen I've gotten here. Presently in the environment, it's it's a bit of like trying to find your way through. Your whole house has been totally trashed. Your whole environment around you has been totally trashed, and the assessors coming in to try and help, but they put a blindfold on the assessor, and the assessors got to find their way through the insurance adjuster and try and not to do more damage, and thus cost more for the company. And because there's stuff that was not done that needed to be done, and instructions that were given, or actions that were taken that did not help the situation, like putting the blindfold on the assessor. And that's the sort of environment that the US negotiator is going into. In that environment, in that area, there's still loss. There's still loss in the future. It might be calmer, but there's still going to be loss. It's going to be a feeling of loss and regret in the future in that environment. Contributing factors. They did not get to the heart of the matter in the past. And one of the biggest things at the heart is the failure to recognise Palestinians as a race in themselves. They were just designated as part of the Arab nation in general, and as such having no real kinship with the land. And that failure to recognise them as indigenous to that land is one of the core truths that has not been acknowledged, simply because it was easier not to. And there's some others as well. It was a British mandate, Palestine. Because it's never been given statehood, nationhood, whatever, it's not had the rights that other nations had. And a lot of this is due to political expediency. And that has to be addressed. And these mistakes go right back to the start of World War I. Huge, big mistakes and huge truths that were not acknowledged at the time. And that's been a huge contributing factor. At present, the negotiations, contributing factor at present is, we've got the star card, which is good for the present, with the negotiator going in, perhaps providing some clarity, helping to find a bit of a balance. So that's good. It's not bad. The future, continuing talks. This is the Knight of Wands. One of the things you have to be careful of with the Knight of Wands is that it can be a my way or the highway. We're going to do this at this way, or we're not doing it at all. That has to be avoided. So I'm going to have an extra card on that. So assessment, and real assessment is going to be needed. the processes, faith in the processes is so low. There's still going to be a lot of anxiety, but a new direction is going to have to be, you know, they're going to have to deal with some of the consequences. It's finally start to assess and deal with the consequences of bad decisions made 100 years ago. And to look at how those decisions has influenced this conflict. The processes are going to start happening, but it's still going to be loss. There's still going to be anxiety. There's still going to be a need for constant assessment. Yeah, no, I've gone three lines for the future, and there's still abuses happening. There are going to be some deals. There are going to be some new rules set down. The need for new rules is going to be recognised, and there are going to be some agreements there, but there's still going to be too many areas of conflict. Things are going to calm down, but it's a long way from being solved. And it's still going to be anxiety, loss. Night, Deborah Costro. You know, before I did a little bit of reading up the other day, and I haven't done nearly as much as I could, I was totally, I could not believe how totally ignorant I was at how far back this went and what some of the key issues were. And yeah, it is a story of colonization. It is a story of colonization, and as with most stories of colonization, there are people whose rights and cultures and dignity are trampled all over. Oh, Trump DeSantis 2024. Will there be a Trump DeSantis ticket in 2024? Hi, Shivani. Dumas, how are you? Welcome. Sweet dreams, Joji. The fact of the matter is that ancestrally, we are all indigenous to different places on Earth, ancestrally. And over the generations, people have moved and expanded, but your original ties to a place run deep in your DNA. You have Indigenous ties to several countries through your DNA, through your ancestry. You have Indigenous ties to Australia, but also Indigenous ties to Scotland or Ireland or Sweden or anywhere, or Africa. But the last 500 years, 600 years, even the last 1,000 years, the practice of taking over and trampling on people's, it's a 1,000-year-old issue, even longer. People feel they have the right to take what is not theirs. And deny the people who were there first their rights to it. And it's wrong. And we have ended up with a world that, with people torn from their lands, people torn from their rights, people's rights suppressed, even in the most modern and forward of countries. Why don't potatoes taste like they used to even a few months back? Okay, Melinda, agriculture, there's a huge industry in breeding and crossbreeding of all sorts of foods to find hardier varieties, varieties that last longer, so you don't have to use them as quickly, of all sorts of foods. And that means that there could changes in taste happen and everything. Okay, what have I got left? Oh, DeSantis Trump ticket. Let's have a look here. Yeah. Ooh, the Republicans' dream ticket. At least in Florida. Yeah, they're definitely talking about it. They're definitely talking about making that deal. They want it. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Will you take me to Chunky Town? Chunky Town. Oh, Chunky Trump. You may as well call it Chunky Town. They feel it would be like, yeah. Will it happen? There's a lot of current, they're definitely thinking about it, and there's a lot of current momentum towards it, and looking to make early deals for it happening. But investigations, people are going to start getting really tired of Trump in the next year or two. Investigations are going to come in, apathy is going to set in. Leadership is going to, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. retirement, withdrawal, retirement, apathy. Quickly, yeah, things are quickly going to go sour here with apathy and maybe even not getting enough donors out in the cold. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Hi, Pararena. Hey, J Cat Lady, how is Miss Spot? How is she going? Hopefully the medicine she's been given and everything will help. Hopefully she'll start to perk up soon. Hi, Mary Panoof from jail. Trump is blasting Mike Pence and Mitch McConnell for losing the election. I just got the downfall's coming soon. It went through my head. So I'm going to get the Lenormand cards and we're going to have a look at some timing here. The downfall's coming. It just went through my head. The downfall's coming soon. The downfall's coming soon. The downfall's coming soon. I'm going to get the Lenormand out here. When is the downfall coming? When is Trump's downfall coming? Let's have a look here. Oh, everyone pray for Miss Spot. She's a strong little kitty. She's very weak. Love her, touch her, okay? Pet her. Just be there with her. I know the next 24 hours is going to be, yeah, let's pray and hope for the best for Miss Spot again. Hi, everyone who's watching. Okay, Miss Spot is one of my subscribers. Kitty Cat, she's very, very ill, very weak and thin and dehydrated, and she's on antibiotics and everything now. But everyone, please send a prayer for Miss Spot and for any other animal who is fighting illness and stuff. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to do a 5-card spread here. When is Trump's downfall coming? The letter, the anchor, the clover. Nice. The stars, clover. The first card we're going to look at, of course, is the clover, which is luck, gambles. It could also be changes in luck as well. Clover, good fortune. The stars are also about fortune, and the stars to the right. But we're looking at timing. So I asked, when is the downfall? So I asked a timing question. So we're going to look at Lenormand timing. I found this list of what the timing means with the Lenormand cards. So I'm going to start at the centre with the clover, which is a card of good luck, depending on having clouds with it and all that. There's no clouds surrounding it. Next to it, it's got the anchor on one side and the stars on the other. So the anchor is consistent stability. Stars, of course, is celebrity, hope, progress. He's had a lot of luck, but he's in for a surprise. Unexpected. Unexpected. Right. So it's unexpected. Now, I haven't done this spread for a while, so I've got my little guide here. So now we've got a letter here, a document, secret. That could be the Mueller report. Okay. Letters, papers. Timing-wise, letters as patience is needed. Okay. But this document is next to the anchor, which is stability and surety, okay, and consistency. Timing-wise, the anchor is also consistent and unchangeable. The need for patience has been consistent, but there's going to be there's an unexpected change here. So I think we're looking at the past here with the documents and all that, and need for patience. Unexpected change in fortune. The star is about celebrity, hope, progress. So there's going to be an unexpected change if we look at progress, latch onto that line. And the star, got to find it here, nighttime, overnight, like an unexpected change, almost overnight, that sudden. So a change in fortune almost overnight, like one day everything's fine and the next day it's like kaboom. Now, 23, the last card is the mouse. The mouse can represent thieves, stress, anxiety, deterioration, thievery. Time-wise, the mice is seconds, minutes, hours. Wow, it's things. We had to be really patient. Okay, so the central card here in this spread is the 3. That's basically the present card. And it's all about his luck. And it's all about in the past, we've had to be patient and held out. And he's been pretty lucky. But there's the documents coming back. And it's solid and it's proof. And it's coming back to haunt him. And it's like almost overnight there's going to be a change of luck from him. And I asked, when is the downfall happening? Soon. Two days, 2 weeks, 2 months. 1 and 6 is 7. 2 and 3 is 5. 8, 9, 8. 7. Wow. Two. You know, I think somewhere within the next 2 to 6 weeks, it's going to happen. Yeah, I think 2 to 6, 7 weeks. It's starting now. The next 2 weeks, things are going to start unraveling. And by week 7, I think it's going to be pretty much over for Trump. The downfall will have happened. Look towards the end of June. Look towards the end of June. But look towards, June. I think June's going to be a pretty important month there. Yeah, I still am, sweetheart, but I'm going to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, baby needs out, that's all.
Okay. I shudder in with James for the morning. I think June's going to be a really, really, really not the best month for Trump. Hello. Did you come to say goodbye to everyone? Now, I want you to listen. There's a little kitty cat in Canada who's really, really sick. Listen. Listen. Cameo. Look at Mummy. Look at me. Come here. Little kitty cat in Canada who's really, really sick. Okay? You send kitty cat healing vibes out to her. Okay? That she'll be okay. Okay. Hi, Judy Malley. Thank you. Okay. What I'm going to do now, guys, is wrap it up. Thank you again for joining me today. And this week, I'm going to be doing a morning mystery. I think what I'm going to do is do it tomorrow night, my time, after Lego Masters. So I'm not quite sure what time that's going to be. Probably around about the 9 o'clock or 9:30 mark. And I thought we'll do a Monday mysteries, and it'll be Monday morning your time and Monday night my time. And Friday I'm going to do a pet special. So I'll be scheduling those. So Cameo's tail is fine. Thank you, Linda B. Thank you very much for asking. But thank you all for joining me today, and have a great day. And I will schedule the morning mysteries a little bit later today. I'll go in and do the scheduling. And pet special for Friday, okay? Friday night, which is Friday morning for your time. Okay, so love you all, and I will talk to you later. Stay safe, stay strong, stay loving, and stay healthy. Bye-bye.